I know, right?
These people have been staying for years.
Two phones.
I know.
I didn't even charge mine. I got 19%. I'm just hoping they get him a picture.
We'll get it.
I told myself you'll probably never have this opportunity again.
They're letting me go live. I'm live right now. I'm live right now. Bye. On my YouTube channel. All right. All right. Bye.
Yeah, we'll have to get that before we go.
Yeah.
So follow it. He's on there.
Everybody, if you're watching the channel for the first time, thank you. Hit subscribe because my life is crazy. Let's do a quick interview with Grayson. Hi, Grayson, tell everybody your name.
My name is Grayson.
This guy's gonna be a rock star. Everybody say hello to Grayson. Thought we had Don King over here.
Let's see if I'll be on.
Hey, Mike, how's it going? Hey, Tracy.
Oh, Facebook Live.
No, this is YouTube Live. If you go to YouTube, go to my channel, and you can pull it up.
Let me pull it up for you. At least.
This is Grayson's mom. She's going through her phone. Hi, Mom.
What is it?
It's David Wilkes, W-I-L-K-S. W-I-L-K-S. Yep. There you go, right there. Did you see that? I need to bring up some air conditioning while they're at it. Tell them to bring up some air conditioning.
It's cool down there.
I know, right?
Familiar with heat?
That's it. It's turn the heat up. There it is right there. There's the thermostat. It says 77. All right. My shop was 114 degrees earlier today, so
I think that put the thermostat all the way down to 60.
there you go. That's where it belongs.
Honestly, what I want to do is put it till water freezes, just pour some water on the house, start ice skating.
There we go.
So go back to Jersey for that.
Shoot, it was 110 degrees in Jersey.
Oh my god. I never got
Hello, however you spell your name. Oh, Grayson. Yes, Grayson. Hello, Grayson, everybody says. All right. Wait. He got a cushion seat. I don't know how to get. I'm being facetious. I have one too. Raining here in Central Florida. I'm sorry to hear about that. So we were at the Red Bone. This is where you start dropping like coins into their food, right down there. Hey, standing room only in the back of the room.
That's it. Just see well, there's
It's got some dope ass shoes.
Just told him you couldn't sit there.
Huh?
He just moved in and told him he couldn't sit there.
No, you gotta stand, he told her.
You need help putting that back on?
Now we stand up.
What's that?
Somebody glided this. I know.
Grayson's going into the Navy. IT, not nuclear, right? Maybe MCS. Wants to be a sniper, is that it? Sniper. That's the definite answer. He wants to reach out and touch you from thousands of feet away. When you absolutely positively have to change somebody's mind, headshot. He's only going to tell you once, and it's going to be from 1,000 yards away.
We don't like being close to people.
That's it,
It's a good way to put it.
right? Hey, Lorianne. Hey, Mike. Paul.
I was trying to do a Twitch stream. I didn't know how to make the camera turn around. I was trying to do a Twitch stream. I didn't know how to make the camera turn around.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm like, I can't start the stream. Camera for myself and the thing on.
There you go.
Besides, I didn't know how to start it.
All right, Mike. You be careful with the race today. They just let people just sit on the steps. I think they're trying to get everybody in. If we move these rows a little closer, they could put a whole other row behind us.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Except today, if a bunch of people sat on there, just take one person that drank a little too much, fall over, and all of a sudden, there's about to be they're about to
Okay, all right. I'm explaining this how this works. Nobody here is ever going to drink too much, right? That's fake news.
still gonna be one person.
There's going to be one person, and it'll be like dominoes. And hopefully you let me know when that person's about to trip and fall, and we'll get that on video. We'll go viral. I'll move it over to TikTok. We'll just like the whole thing will blow up, right?
All you gotta do
Trying to figure out how to make it work.
All you have to do is go, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, and then, oh, shit. And it'd be like an Eddie Murphy routine with Aunt Bunny falling down the steps.
you just have to be Dennis the Menace with a slingshot with a single stand.
Oh, he just went there and he got that. All right. That's epic. Awesome.
That's all you would need.
That's it. That's all you would need.
And somebody stole somebody's toe by managing to lock up the thing. They're gonna grab the toe.
That's it. You're going to fall.
That happened once to me. I was on slime and step landing.
Yeah?
At a house in Conway. I stuck my toe off that Facebook.
Yeah. There's the man. All right. Starbucks for president. Here we go. How many people got that?
Can everybody hear this?
No.
We're waiting on a cord for the microphone.
I should have brought in my DJI lavalier mic. Could have been wireless. We could have been done with this. I usually have that with me, except Kyle has that now in Louisiana.
You know what some of they should do is eventually create a pen
Thank you, Trace.
that is pretty much embedded in the back.
Well, the party was supposed to start at 3 o'clock, but apparently someone didn't bring a microphone cord, and nobody can hear him on across the room. Yeah, there's enough camera gear in here that we could launch a space shuttle or SpaceX. I will definitely do that. I really should have got. I could have brought everything we need. I have it all at the shop.
You think they would have it?
Well, I think they rely on the. He's shaking hands in the back. There you go.
We'll wait for him to come back. Miss your opportunity. You're not going to get it again, especially if he becomes president. You saw how hard it was to say hi to Trump, right?
Yeah, and I tried to mail 20 letters.
Yeah, he never responded.
Really? Well, we'll change that because I know Junior real well. I've gone fishing with them a lot. They keep their yacht in the same place we keep ours. Go say hello. He's standing right there. Don't be shy. You want me to go film it? You sure? Let me put you on the spot. Grayson, I'll get everybody. John, are you signing any books or anything today? Or
Where you want to set that up? Selfies with everybody.
got it.
But I'm requesting it takes too long.
I understand that. This is Grayson. My name's David Wilkes.
So what we're going to do now, Mr. Kennedy sees this beautiful crowd here.
You didn't bring a pen. Someone here's got a pen.
With each one of you first.
Yeah.
How's that for a people-oriented president? So here,
Anybody got a Sharpie?
everybody on this side of the so what are you going to do? Bring them through? Yeah. Okay.
Sharpie. Who has a Sharpie? You have a Sharpie?
So we're going to start with this side, we'll bring them up through, and then we'll work on that side.
Okay, here's the upgrade. We're going to start on this side. Everybody's going to have the picture taken, go back to your seat, and then we're going to start on that side. But Mr. Kennedy desires to have a picture with every one of you. How about that?
Yes. You got it. And you got it on video. They're going to start over here and then.
Hey, sir. Sir, we're starting with you. We're going to zigzag our way back to the folks inside, right? This side, if you want a selfie, just go ahead and get mine right now. We'll put you back on the. You want me to take it for some?
Yeah, can you take it with your phone?
Hey, folks, have your picture set in ready, please. Nothing else in your hands. I'll take no hands in your pockets.
She's going to take, or you can take her phone. Because I'm on YouTube. So you met my friend Joanne at Gold's Gym not too long ago in California. She's a personal trainer there, so she's going to say shout out. And
All right. And then are you all together?
no, we're just, but she's,
And then did you want me to take?
no, I'm just, what, if you want to film it, go
You
ahead.
can take it with my phone.
I'm on.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Hold on progress.
All right. 3, 2, 1. All right.
Thank you.
Go. Yep. And then you can exit that way.
And I go right back to my seat. Excuse me, pardon me, I'm going back to my seat, excuse me. How about that, Grayson? Was that awesome? I love it. Yes. I'm not kissing him. No, she didn't say it. But I'm on live, so everybody.
Sorry, sir.
I'm gonna back up behind my chair here. Oh, I spilled my drink. Oops. People got baseballs. Shout you out, you're in Canada. Thanks for being our mod today, the mod of reason. And we're gonna get all these people in here. I have just met Grayson. Thank you for sharing, Tracy. I appreciate it. Now we can just turn on this air conditioning. I'm hoping my phone battery doesn't die in the next 40 minutes. We'll get everything except the last 40 minutes of this. It's supposed to be a 2-hour, 3 to 5. Shame that alive about. I was about to say, what's the quality here?
See a piece of paper, never get it. It's gonna be
And now, my apologies if I'm blocking.
Well, he was a trainer at Goose Creek, the joint base. Yeah. Yeah. And then he came out.
Oh, that's a great feeling. Right on.
Well, the early bird got the worm because I'm here up front row. Somebody's bringing a fan in. Oh, he's got a Mr. Microphone. They had to send somebody to the store to go get a microphone. So we're going to do karaoke with Kennedy. Everybody ready for karaoke? Get your songs ready. Look, they're bringing a karaoke machine. All right, everybody get your songs out. You got your stickers, your name tag. Of course, they got all these big people here, and they got the smallest woman in their group bringing the big box up. All right, if you're watching it live, where's everybody from? I don't. I used to. My brother does. Huge. Most of them are first-person shooter games.
Let me guess, Call of Duty.
Yeah, I believe that's what it is. And it looks.
Ask for any usernames.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what a username is. When I used to play, mine was Icon Killmore. So that was the name I came up with. But I haven't played. I don't have time. I travel so much. I wish. There's some phenomenal gaming. Now my nephew plays video games. I'll share with you his channel. He's got an entire separate channel just for gaming, and it's pretty incredible. So we see that someone brought the karaoke machine. So we're gonna do karaoke for Kennedy in a little while.
Okay.
What's your song gonna be?
Going to be wild.
There you go. I got the car out front for that.
Right.
I can't believe they don't have a PA system here. She just walked in with a karaoke game, with a microphone, like Mr. Microphone. So watch your levels. Here we go. How'd that picture come out? Was it good? Nice. I'll get you to airdrop it later. Oh, see, I need to lose weight. I need to work out with Kennedy. That's what I need to do. The black shirt didn't slim a thing. Got a long line. Turn the bass down.
I gotta get one.
Oh, what is it? I didn't see it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We the people are pissed. Amen. All right, everybody turn in your karaoke slip when you get up there. We're doing karaoke with Kennedy.
Now that is an idea.
It is.
Love it.
Hold on, I'm going to tell the guy.
There you go. You should. That's perfect.
Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. I was just going to see if we were going to start the karaoke for Kennedy now that we got the karaoke system going. Man has a job to do. No sense of humor. There we go. The Secret Service guy had no sense of humor about that at all.
Can't imagine why.
None. Excuse me, I'm trying to get around you. It's okay.
He's not secret.
I'm right here.
He's
I'm a photographer and videographer. I know I gotta be out of the shot. Am I?
no, you're great. We're awesome right now.
All right. Just let me know where your zone is. I'll sit down then. Well, I'll sit at the front so you can use your desk. This is Andrea Gibbons, WBTW. Look at this beautiful lady. We're on Facebook Live. Oh, no, excuse me, I'm not. No, YouTube, sorry. Yep, welcome everybody, everybody says. Share this on your platforms. Yeah, that's what y'all should be doing right now. Andrea should be texting everybody. Go to David Wilkes' YouTube channel. We'll see it live. What time does the karaoke start?
Are you all set there?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Go right ahead.
Are you set? Yeah, as soon as people, it's not going to take long. As soon as they go through, we're going to start. Yeah?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We got this on YouTube. Everybody's enjoying it.
Great.
Is that his campaign manager? Very quiet guy. Dennis. Most people with the name Dennis's are menaces. We're going to get through this pretty quickly. No, go ahead. What was that? Oh, sorry. That's the backup battery. Oh, it got wet. Yeah, they're. Yeah, I live here in Florence. Where do you work? I own a company called Alden Transport Marine, so I'm nationwide. I literally just went from here to New Jersey to Lake Havasu, and Lake Havasu to Houston to New Jersey and back in the last 10 days. Wow. I didn't want to miss this. Is that Canon, Sony, or Nikon? Ah, someone who's from the real school.
Nikon before. I don't really have a preference. You wouldn't have messed up anything. Go ahead.
Nah, he would have pulled the trigger and kept going. Yeah, those are the best ones, you know? Just live life. So we're people watching. All right, so if you're looking at the crowd, pick out somebody and leave a comment. What do you think about that, Andrea? We're people watching now, so pick somebody on the crowd, make a comment. A couple of people have worn hats in here. Yeah, a drink spilled. A drink. It was my drink. It's my fault. I'll admit it. No. It'll be fine. We're fine. Well, we won't let anybody walk through here. You okay?
Yeah, it's just a lot.
843. Just send me a text?
It's David, right?
Yeah.
Six 5607.
He took 2 pictures. So I'm gonna send them.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Hi. He's
Dun,
getting
dun.
overwhelmed with everybody coming this way.
We're almost done. You want to walk over there and just come back? All right, well,
I got the text.
are you going to eat and then come back up? I'll save these seats. Okay, well, we'll save the seats. And that way, if you change your mind,
Quickly.
absolutely. All right,
All right. Thank you.
thank you. No, we haven't talked. What they had is they didn't have the microphone system working, and so they went and got a microphone system, like a little karaoke, and they plugged it in, and it works fine. So we're gonna have karaoke with Kennedy in a little bit, and we'll go from there. Hello, Florida girl. What was it? Where are all my supporters? It's Sunday. They're probably out on a boat. But if you're referring to all the people who love Morgan drama, they're not here. And you know what? I'm cool with that because I'm here and I came here by invite, and that was what's epic. Kind of like a last minute thing. Honestly, I don't have a particular party affiliation. I'm for Patriots. And that's what matters in our country. Everybody can change. And everybody who wants to see Kennedy has seen Kennedy. All right.
They must have come early, but they got 6 seats. That's definitely not a good idea. Wow, I didn't know that.
Have a seat here if you need to.
Okay, thanks.
They're going to go down and eat because he got a little anxiety. So they'll probably come back, but clearly, if they don't. Florida girl, I'm gonna give you one chance to just have an open mind, and if you don't, then one of the mods are gonna bounce you out of here because, you know, if you're not here to be, if you're not gonna be here to be positive, because I'm here with a positive and open mind, which is how I operate. If you can't have an open mind and understand the education that I've been giving people by speaking the truth, if you want to back somebody who is a house full of lies, built on a house full of cards, who doesn't even own a house, well, there you go. So you make up your decision, and you either play by the rules or you don't play at all. And I'll let my mods make that decision. No, I want, if I'm going to bounce somebody out of the room, Tracy, I want them to understand it's coming from me, and you guys are just here to take care of this and make it happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Robert F. Kennedy for President rally in Florida.
Yeah! All right. Very nice.
Just first go to the people and say, I want to take a picture with you. How about
There
that?
you go.
All right. I have introductions to my guest. And by the way, I'm Dennis Kucinich, campaign manager. I'm not the important one here. I want to make an introduction. This is a woman you know and love. You know her from being a great actress, humanitarian. I want to introduce Cheryl Hines, Bobby Kennedy's wife.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to say hello and thank you for being here today. You're going to hear from my beautiful husband in just a moment. We've been traveling all around South Carolina and have had the best time meeting people. Your communities are beautiful. And you have the best sweet tea I've ever had. I think for every meal we have had grits and sweet tea.
Yep.
And I've loved every second of it.
Back to the gym.
Thank you for hosting us. I can't wait for you to hear from, I guess, I want to call you Bobby, but I should call you Robert Kennedy Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Robert Kennedy Jr.
Yeah!
Thank you, Dennis, and thanks to all of you for your patience. Can you hear me on the way back there? Yeah, raise your hand if you can hear me. Can you hear back in the corner there? You cannot hear me. We turn it up.
Turn it up to 13.
How about now?
Yeah.
You can hear me back there now? Great. Well, it was really good meeting you all. While I'm speaking, you might want to look at the picture they took, and if they didn't get your good side, come back afterwards and we'll try it again. I'm very, very happy to be here. As Cheryl said, we've been traveling all over the state of South Carolina. We've found incredible support in the state, and we've eaten a lot of amazing food. We've seen some beautiful, beautiful places. I was, a week ago, we did an opening of our headquarters in Manchester, New Hampshire. And I did, at the end, there was a crowd about almost this size. And I did at the end selfies with everybody. And the last kid who waited in line was a 22-year-old boy who told me that he had never taken part in politics before. This was his first campaign, the first time that he was going to vote. And the reason that he wanted to work for the campaign is that he wanted to feel hope for his own life, and he wanted to feel proud of his country. That same week, a poll came out that showed that in 1985, 85% of the Americans between 18 and 35 years old said that they were proud of the United States of America. The same poll taken last week showed that same group of young people today, only 42% said they are proud of the United States of America. And that was one of the most heartbreaking data points that I've seen, because I grew up privileged to believe that I lived in a country that was blessed by God, and we were an exemplary nation, and that we had a key part in history to play. But this boy is worried primarily about his future. He's worried that he will not be able to pay off his student loans. My wife Cheryl, who came from North Central Florida,
worked very hard all her life and never had any money. She didn't pay off. She finally got a job for Curb Your Enthusiasm for her TV show, and at 35 years old, she paid back her student loan. Well, she got very lucky, but this kid is paying 7 times for his college education what I paid. And for that whole generation of kids are going to grow up with that burden on their lives, on their mood, on their feeling of self-worth, and on their prospects of the future. This kid said to me that he doesn't know if he'll ever be able to own a home. The America that I grew up in, everybody understood that was just part of the American promise, part of the American dream, and if you worked hard, if you played by the rules, that you would have enough money to buy a home, to pay your mortgage, to support your family, to go on a summer vacation, and to put something aside for retirement from one job. Today, I'm running through Americans all over this country who have 2 or 3 jobs between the couple and cannot make ends meet. They sit around the kitchen table and look at their bills, and they do not know how they're going to pay them. And the price of homes has gone up just in the last 2 years, from $215,000 average to $450,000, and the mortgage on those homes is now up to 7%. So this kid is paying about 10 times what he would have paid 3 years ago for a home. And why have they gone up? Well, one of the reasons is inflation and paying for all the wars, the $8 trillion we paid for wars that we've lost in the last 20 years, useless regime change wars, $16 trillion from the cost of COVID, and another $8 trillion from stock buybacks, which are bankrupting the middle class in this country and shifting wealth upward. The other reason is that there's 3 giant corporations, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, which own 88% of the S&P 500. 3 companies. And they've now decided they want to buy all the single-family homes in America. Them and the Chinese. So 10% of new homes are being bought, 10% of that group is being bought by Chinese. The rest of it mainly by those companies, but if we stay on track that we're on right now, 60% of the single-family homes in this country will be owned by corporations by 2030. So all of you have heard of stories of kids who cannot buy a home and are moving in with their parents, college-age kids or college graduates. You also hear stories about somebody who's about to buy a home, they have the money for it, they got the homes picked out, somebody swoops in the last minute with a cash offer and takes that home off the market. Well, those are the companies, BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard. I'm running against 2 presidential candidates who both served 1 term in office. And they're both running on the idea that they brought prosperity to our country. And that's why we should re-elect them. But as I go around this country, and I go around all over the country on the campaign, but even before that, I represent people in West Virginia who were poisoned by DuPont, in Ohio who were poisoned by 3M. In Columbiana County, I'm representing 1,000 families whose lives were upended by the Norfolk Southern spill. I represent some 40,000 families all over the country who lost or have a family member who got non-Hodgkin's lymphoma from Monsanto's Roundup. So I end up a lot of my life sitting at kitchen tables with families and understanding what their issues are. And I'm seeing a level of desperation in this country, a level of depression, of mental illness that is attached to the economic anxieties that people have, of alcoholism, of drug addiction, all of these indicia of social deterioration. People are terrified, and it is the kind of desperation that I saw in Latin America when I was a boy, but I never expected to see here in the United States of America. Today, the average income in the United States is $5,000 less than the cost of living, and the cost of basic human needs, of food, of transportation, of shelter. Oh, how are Americans making up for that $5,000? They're putting it on their credit card. Last week, we passed a milestone, $1 trillion in credit card debt in this country, of individual Americans. Nothing like this has ever happened before. $1 trillion. Those companies are charging 22% interest on that credit card debt. If the mafia did that to you, it would be called loan sharking. If the banks do it, and the credit card companies, it's just business as usual. And who do you think owns those banks and the credit card companies? 3 companies: BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. These companies are strip mining the wealth from the American middle class and sending it upward to their owners and their shareholders. The CEO of BlackRock is a man named Larry Fink, who sits on the board of the World Economic Forum. And the World Economic Forum says that the ideal future is what they call the Great Reset. And the motto of the Great Reset is, you will all own nothing and you will be happy. Well, they are on their way to making sure that the first part of that gets fulfilled. Because they're going to own everything if we allow this to continue. And I lived at a time, I grew up at a time that economists and social scientists and historians call the Great Prosperity. It's the opposite of the Great Reset. It was the Great Prosperity. It was a period of time in American world history when the American middle class became the greatest economic engine generator that has ever been seen in human history. Our country owned half the wealth on the face of the earth. And people looked at us not only for our wealth with admiration, but they looked to us for our stature, for our moral authority, for our leadership. Countries all over the world wanted American leadership. They didn't want bullying, and they knew the difference. But they looked at us as a moral icon. And they wanted our products. When I was a kid and traveled in Europe with my dad or Latin America, everybody would come up to the street, on the street and say, can I buy your blue jeans from you? They wanted transistor radios from our country. They wanted RCA controllers, and they wanted our automobiles, which were the best automobiles in the world. Everything we made, other people wanted. When I went in 1964, a year after my uncle was killed, I went with my father and mother and 3 of my siblings. I have 11 siblings. The 4 oldest of us went to visit Poland. Poland at that time was a communist government, and the government did not want us visiting their country. My father went without invitation and against their advice. But when we went to the country, they didn't want the Polish people to know that we were in Poland, so they blacked out all news of our visit in the newspaper. And in fact, we went one day to visit a orphanage in Warsaw. And it was a very famous, large orphanage. And before we went, we left the United States, we packed up gifts of U.S. products to give to the orphans. But when we got to the orphanage, the government had removed all the children. to make sure that we had no contact with the Polish people. 2 days later, we went to Krakow, and we visited the Cardinal of Krakow, who was a living saint. Everybody knew that he was going to be beatified by the Catholic Church as soon as he died, and he was, in fact. He had courageously stood up to communism. He had been tortured. He had been jailed. He became an inspiration for the Polish people. He inspired a resurgence to the Catholic faith in Poland. And we sat for a couple of hours waiting to visit him in the cathedral, and then we talked to him. We spent 2 hours talking with him. When we went in that cathedral, the square of the plaza of Krakow, it's a giant plaza, was empty. Nobody knew we were there. But when we came out, there were 1 million people waiting for us. They surrounded our car. My father pulled us off up on the roof of the embassy car, and he gave a speech. And for 2 hours, they kept us in that square, singing to us. They lifted the car up. They sang Sto Lat, which means may you live forever. They sang the Polish national anthem, which was illegal. It was a criminal act to sing that song at that time. They sang it again and again and again to us. There was an electricity in the crowd like nothing I'd ever seen. There were tears coming down the faces of people, and this passion and love for the United States of America. And on that same trip, we went to Greece, we went to France, we went to Germany and Britain, and we got the same reactions there. People loved our country. And that was good for our national security. It was good for our economy. It was good for our leadership. And one of the reasons for this passion for the United States at that time was my uncle's determination to keep the country out of war. He said that when an African child or a Latin American child hears the term United States of America, he didn't want them to think of a man in military uniform with a gun. He wanted them to think of a Peace Corps volunteer. He wanted them to think of the Alliance for Progress, the Kennedy Mill Program, USAID, which was meant to end run the oligarchs and the military junta and help grow the middle class in those countries, many of which were new countries, former colonial possessions. And he managed to keep our country out of war. He was asked by one of his 2 best friends, Ben Bradley, who was the editor of the Washington Post, "What do you want on your gravestone?" And my uncle told him he kept the peace. That's what he wanted as his epithet. He said the primary job of a president of the United States was to keep the country out of war. And he managed to do that during his term. He managed to never send a combat veteran abroad to die. And they wanted him, he was surrounded by military brass, by an intelligence apparatus, and wanted him to go to war. He managed to keep the country out of Laos. He negotiated a deal there with the Soviet Union and the Pentagon. Daniel Ellsberg later said the Pentagon considered that treachery to our country because they wanted to go into that war so badly. He realized very early on during the Bay of Pigs crisis that he was surrounded by a military apparatus and military brass and intelligence apparatus that considered war not only inevitable but advisable, and that were desperate to get him to go to war. He kept us out of Cuba in 1968 during the Bay of Pigs in 61, and again during the missile crisis in 62. He kept us out of Berlin during the Checkpoint Charlie crisis in 61, and he kept us out of Vietnam. He was surrounded, even his closest advisors, people like General Maxwell Taylor, Averell Harriman, Bob McNamara, people who he really loved, were telling him, you have to send 250,000 troops to Vietnam or the government is going to collapse. And he said, it's not our war. They have to create their own government. They have to fight their own wars. It's not up to the United States to do that. He ended up sending 16,000 military advisors. They were Green Berets. They were not technically allowed to participate in combat, but some of them did that anyway. It was fewer troops, incidentally, than he sent to Oxford, Mississippi to get one black man, James Meredith, into Ole Miss. And then in October 22nd, 1963, 1 month to the day before he died, he found out that a Green Beret had died in Vietnam, one of those advisors. And he asked his aide, Walt Rostow, for a casualty list. And Walt Rostow came back and told him 75 American soldiers had died in Vietnam. And he said, that's too many, I want them all home. And that afternoon he signed National Security Order 263, ordering all 16,000 troops home by the end of 1965, with the first 1,000 coming home in December of 63, a month later. 30 days after that to the day, he was murdered, and a week after that, President Johnson remanded that order, and within a year, President Johnson sent 250,000 troops over there. Martin Luther King, in 1968, transformed himself into the leading peace activist in this country. Many of his fellow leaders in the civil rights movement said, we should stay in our lane, we shouldn't get involved with the peace movement. And he said, you cannot separate them. We cannot have justice and peace at home and be committing violence abroad.
Amen.
If we make ourselves into an imperial nation abroad, we will be an oppressive garrison state, a security state, a surveillance state at home. It's the same thing that Eisenhower warned 3 days before my uncle took office. I was at his inauguration. The outgoing President Eisenhower made the most important speech in American history. He warned our country against the emergence of a military-industrial complex that would devour and destroy American democracy, that would rob the middle class of its wealth, that would empower an elite, a plutocracy, and that would destroy the institutions of our democracy. And Martin Luther King started speaking about that. In April 1968, he was killed. My father campaigned against the war in '68. He entered that presidential race against the president of his own party to stop the war, and 2 months after Dr. King, he was killed. And these series of traumas, my uncle's death, Dr. King's death, Malcolm X's death, my father's death, the Vietnam War itself, 9/11, and then COVID, the lockdowns, pushed us down. Those traumas pushed us down that road that President Eisenhower had warned us against. And since 2001, as I said, we have spent $8 trillion on war. If we had taken, and here's what we got for that. Iraq, where most of it was spent, is worse off than we found it. We killed more Iraqis than Saddam Hussein. We killed 675,000 to 1 million Iraqis. We forced Iraq into a proxy position with Iran, which is exactly what we've been trying to prevent. Iraq is not even a coherent nation anymore. It's a battle between Shia and Sunni death squad. We created ISIS. We had spillover war in Syria. We drove 2 million Syrians into, and other refugees from Libya and other war that we had in Syria, into Europe, and we destabilized every democracy in Europe for the next 2 generations. Brexit is a direct result of our Iraq adventures, and Libya and Yemen and Pakistan, a direct result. The rioting that you see now, the rioting that's going in France, was a direct result of that intervention and that invasion, that migrant invasion. Of what could we have done with that $8 trillion if we kept it here? We could have paid off all student debt. We could have kept Social Security alive and solved it for 75 years.